Have you ever wondered what sets a Sigma male apart from a beta male? Sigma males are known for their independence and non-conformity, operating outside traditional social hierarchies. In contrast, beta males are more collaborative and fit comfortably within social structures. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of social dynamics to explore these key differences in detail. We'll break down 10 distinct traits that set them apart, covering everything from independence and leadership to social interactions and conflict resolution. This isn't about judging or ranking anyone, it's about understanding these two distinct approaches to life and seeing where you might fit in. Number 1. Social hierarchy. Beta males by nature are drawn to social structures. They find comfort in belonging, in being part of a group. They're often the guys who are eager to please, to fit in, and to follow the rules. There's nothing inherently wrong with this, it's just part of who they are. These structures provide a sense of order and predictability. Think about it like a pack of wolves. You've got the alpha at the top, then the betas vying for position within the hierarchy. Everyone knows their place and there's a certain stability to it. Beta males thrive in environments where the rules are clearly defined. They do well in traditional jobs, in structured social settings, and in relationships where the power dynamics are understood. Think social clubs, organized sports, you get the idea. Again, there's nothing wrong with being a beta male, but it's important to understand the forces that drive this archetype. It's about recognizing those ingrained instincts to seek out order and stability within existing frameworks. Now, Sigma males, they're a different breed. They don't see the world in terms of these rigid hierarchies. They don't feel the need to climb the ladder or to compete for status within a group. They exist outside of it, observing, operating on their own terms. They're not necessarily lone wolves, but they're highly selective about their pack. They're drawn to authenticity, to people who are comfortable in their own skin, just like them. They don't need a lot of social interaction to feel fulfilled. This doesn't mean they're antisocial or unfriendly. They can be charismatic and engaging when they choose to be. But they're not going to waste their energy trying to impress people or win approval. They're comfortable being alone in a crowd. Think of a lion, not leading a pride but comfortable in its own domain. That's the Sigma. He's not confined by the same social pressures and expectations. He's free to forge his own path. Number 2. Independence. We all need connection, it's part of being human. But beta males tend to be more reliant on social connections for their sense of well-being. They draw energy from being around others, from being part of a group. This isn't a weakness, it's just a different way of navigating the world. Think about it in terms of evolution. Humans have always been social creatures. There's strength in numbers, right? Being part of a tribe meant survival. For beta males, that ancient wiring is still strong. They find validation, purpose, even identity through their social circles. They're the guys who are always up for hanging out, for being part of the team. They're the reliable friend, the teammate you can always count on. They're the glue that holds social groups together, and they derive a lot of their self-worth from those connections. Now, Sigma males, they value their independence. They don't need constant validation from others. They're comfortable in their own company. In fact, they often crave solitude. It allows them to recharge, to focus on their own thoughts and pursuits. This doesn't mean they're hermits or loners. They can be perfectly sociable when they need to be, but they're selective about who they let into their inner circle. They value quality over quantity when it comes to relationships. This self-reliance comes from a deep sense of self-awareness. They know who they are, what they want, and they're not afraid to go after it, alone if necessary. They don't need anyone's permission or approval. It's like a wolf who's separated from the pack. He's not afraid to be alone. He knows how to hunt, how to survive, how to thrive on his own. That's the Sigma male. He's comfortable in his own skin, independent and self-assured. Number 3, leadership. Alright, so we're talking about leadership, a primal instinct. You see it in the animal kingdom, the alpha wolf, the silverback gorilla. They don't ask for it, they just are. That's your Sigma male. They lead by example through their actions, their confidence, their sheer will. And people, they pick up on that. They're drawn to it. They see someone who's comfortable in their own skin, who's not afraid to go their own way, and they want to follow. But here's the thing, the Sigma male, they're not doing it for the followers, they're not in it for the power trip. They're doing their own thing, and if people want to come along for the ride, that's cool, but it's not their main objective. On the other hand, beta males tend to be more comfortable in supportive roles within a structured hierarchy. They may prefer to contribute to a team rather than take on the responsibilities and visibility of leadership. Their focus is often on maintaining harmony and supporting the group's goals rather than asserting themselves as the primary decision maker. Number 4. Confidence. Let's talk about confidence. Real confidence. Not the loud, boisterous kind, but the quiet, understated kind that comes from within. That's Sigma male territory. They don't need to brag, they just exude self-assurance. Comfortable in their own skin. They know who they are, what they want, and they're not afraid to go after it. They don't need external validation because they already know their worth. It's this inner strength that's both attractive and intimidating. The Sigma male marches to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't need a cheering section. He gets his validation from within. He knows his worth, trusts his instincts, and stands alone. That's the essence of Sigma male confidence. It's about having the courage to be yourself even when it's not easy. And that, my friends, is a rare and beautiful thing. In contrast, beta males often seek external validation to feel confident. They may rely on the approval of others to boost their self-esteem. This can make their confidence appear less stable and more dependent on external factors, unlike the Sigma male, whose confidence is self-sustained and unwavering. Number 5. Social interaction. Some people, they recharge their batteries in solitude. They find peace in their own company. That's your Sigma male right there. They're not antisocial, they just value their alone time. They're thinkers, observers, constantly analyzing the world around them. Sometimes they just need to unplug and reconnect with themselves. Now, your beta male, they're often energized by social interaction. They thrive in groups, love being part of the tribe. They get a boost from the energy, the laughter, the shared experiences. But the Sigma male, they're a different breed. They're selective with their social circle, choosing quality over quantity. They'd rather have a few close confidants than 100 superficial acquaintances. They're not trying to please everyone, just being themselves. And that authenticity, that genuine desire for connection, it's what draws people to them. Number 6. Approach to life. Sigma males operate outside traditional social structures. They forge their own path. Entrepreneurs, artists, innovators, people who see the world differently. They trust their internal compass, even if it takes them off the beaten track. Comfortable with uncertainty, taking risks, living authentically, on their own terms. Questioning the status quo, that's where real change happens. Finding your own definition of success. It's about self-awareness, understanding what truly motivates you. On the other hand, beta males tend to be more cautious and risk-averse. They often prefer stability and routine. This difference in approach can significantly impact their personal and professional lives. Sigma males are often seen as trailblazers, while beta males are viewed as dependable team players. Number 7. Ambition. Sigma males are driven by internal goals. Beta males are driven by external validation. Let's talk about ambition, that fire in your belly that pushes you forward. Now, Sigma males, they've got this internal drive, this deep-seated need to achieve something meaningful on their own terms. It's not about external validation, the fancy car, the corner office, the pats on the back. It's about pursuing a goal that resonates with them on a fundamental level, something that aligns with their values and passions. They're not afraid to put in the work, the long hours, the sacrifices, because the reward is intrinsic. It comes from the journey itself, the pursuit of mastery, and that's a powerful motivator. Because when you're driven by something bigger than yourself, something that truly lights you up, you tap into a different level of energy and focus. It's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about pushing your own limits, realizing your own potential. It's like that quote from Nietzsche, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." That's the Sigma mindset. They've found their why and it fuels their every action. Now beta males, they can be ambitious too, but their drive often stems from a different place. It's more about external validation, seeking approval and recognition from others. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be acknowledged for your accomplishments. We're social creatures, wired for connection and belonging. But when that desire for validation becomes the primary motivator, it can lead down a different path. You start chasing external markers of success, the promotions, the accolades, the material possessions, instead of pursuing what truly fulfills you. It's like you're on a treadmill, running and running but never really going anywhere. Again, it's not about judging one type of ambition as better than the other. It's about recognizing where your motivation comes from. Are you driven by a deep-seated passion, a burning desire to create something meaningful, or are you primarily seeking the approval of others? Number 8. Emotional expression. Sigma males are reserved, beta males are more open with emotions. Alright, let's talk about emotional expression. This is where you really see a distinct difference between the Sigma and beta male archetypes. Sigmas, they tend to be more reserved, more stoic in their demeanor. It's not that they don't experience emotions, they just don't feel the need to broadcast them to the world. They process things internally, keep their cards close to their chest. This can sometimes come across as aloof or mysterious, but it's more about self-control and composure. And look, there's a certain strength in that. In being able to stay calm and collected under pressure and not letting your emotions dictate your actions. It's about being the rock, the steady presence in the midst of chaos. And I think in a world that's increasingly noisy and chaotic, there's something to be said for that kind of quiet strength. It's a quality that commands respect, even if it's not always the most outwardly expressive. Now, beta males, they tend to be more open and expressive with their emotions. They're more likely to wear their hearts on their sleeves, to share their feelings freely with others. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. In fact, emotional intelligence and vulnerability are incredibly important qualities to cultivate. Being able to connect with others on an emotional level, to empathize and understand their perspectives, these are crucial aspects of healthy relationships. But sometimes that openness can be misconstrued. In a society that often equates emotional expression with weakness, especially for men, it can be challenging to navigate. The key takeaway here isn't about suppressing your emotions or putting on a facade. It's about finding a balance, a way to express yourself authentically, while also maintaining a sense of self-awareness and emotional regulation. Number 9. Conflict resolution. Sigma males, they're like that seasoned black belt in the corner. They're not looking for a fight, but they damn sure know how to end one. They pick their battles carefully. Beta males, on the other hand, they tend to shy away from conflict. They want to keep the peace, even if it means bending over backwards or compromising their own needs. Look, there's a time and place for everything, but constantly avoiding conflict can lead to resentment and frustration. It's like that old saying, pick your battles. Sigmas, they get that. They're not afraid to stand up for themselves or what they believe in, but they're not going to waste their energy on pointless arguments. They're strategic, calculated. Betas, they might need to work on that a bit. It's about finding that balance between being assertive and being a pushover. You gotta stand your ground when it matters. Now don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean Sigmas are out there picking fights for no reason. They're not aggressive jerks. They've got this quiet confidence, this inner strength that prevents them from getting riled up easily. They're not gonna back down from a challenge, but they're also not looking for one. Betas, they can sometimes be more reactive, more likely to get caught up in the heat of the moment. They might avoid confrontation initially, but then explode when pushed too far. It's like a pressure cooker, eventually it's gonna blow. That's why Sigmas are often seen as more alpha, even though they're not the loudest guys in the room. They've got that controlled aggression. They know how to use their words and their presence to diffuse a situation. Betas, they might need to work on developing that inner strength, that ability to stay calm and collected under pressure. It's like training your mind. It takes time and effort. Number 10. Adaptability. This is a big one. The world throws curveballs, life gets messy. Sigmas, they're like chameleons. They can blend in anywhere, adapt to any situation. They're not afraid of the unknown, they embrace it. Betas, they tend to prefer stability, routine. They like things to be predictable, which is cool. But when things get turned upside down, they can struggle to adjust. Think about it like this. Sigmas are built for the jungle. They can navigate the unknown, handle the unexpected. Betas, they're more comfortable in a safe enclosure. It's safe, it's familiar, but it's not exactly the wild. Now, I'm not saying one is better than the other, but adaptability is crucial in today's world. Things change so fast, you gotta be able to roll with the punches. Sigmas, they're not afraid to step outside their comfort zone, to challenge the status quo. They're constantly learning, growing, evolving. They're not defined by their circumstances, they define themselves. On the other hand, betas might need to work on breaking free from those self-imposed limitations. It's easy to get stuck in a rut, to fall into a routine, but sometimes you gotta shake things up. Think about it like surfing. Sigmas, they're riding those waves. They're adapting to the changing currents, the unpredictable nature of the ocean. Betas, they might be stuck on the shore, watching the action from a distance. It's time to grab a board and paddle out. Embrace the challenge, embrace the unknown. That's where the real growth happens. So, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the differences between Sigma males and beta males. But here's the thing. It's not about putting people in boxes. It's about understanding these archetypes, these different ways of moving through the world. It's about self-awareness. It's about looking in the mirror and asking yourself, who do I want to be? Do you want to be the lone wolf, operating outside the pack? Or are you more comfortable within the social hierarchy? There's no right or wrong answer. It's all about what feels authentic to you. The important thing is to embrace your potential, push your boundaries, challenge yourself, become the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like. And hey, maybe you'll find yourself somewhere in between the Sigma and the Beta. Maybe you're a bit of both. And that's cool too. The world needs all kinds. Just remember, own your path, own your journey. This is your life. Make it count. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Sigma Odyssey YouTube channel for more content like this. I will see you in the next video.